Back near the beginning of May, I decided to germinate some Nepenthes seeds in an old CD spindle. And you can watch the video on that. It's on my other YouTube channel, but if you go to this channel, there should be a link on there, but I'll also post a link in the description. And one thing I noticed, let me show you. So I used white color craft foam to make labels so they won't ruin in here, and I broke up with my hands some of the Chilean Sphagnum moss, marketed as the brand Orchid Moss that you can get from Lowe's. And let me show you. So it's been about 3.5 months, and my understanding is it takes 4 months up to a year for the Nepenthes seeds to germinate. So they haven't quite yet germinated, but one thing you can see is that the sphagnum moss is actually coming to life. Sometimes it's hard to tell if algae is growing or the moss is coming to life, but if you look like right here, for example, you can see that it is actual fresh moss growth and not algae just discoloring it and turning it green. So anyway, every now and then, like every few weeks, one thing I would do to this is I would open this, and I have the screw-on kind to make sure I trap in the moisture, and I would spritz, and you let fresh air come in and a little extra moisture in case any has seeped, just to keep a really high humidity. These seeds require bright light and high humidity in order to germinate. I have them near a window, and I'm hoping that they are getting enough light. Hopefully the seeds I bought weren't too old and, are still viable as well. That's one reason why it can take up to a year. If they're older, they're not as viable, and some may take longer to germinate. Okay, so now I can set this back at the window. Anyway, I thought I'd just like to share to you guys how the Spanish moss, the sphagnum moss, I keep wanting to call it Spanish moss this week, don't I? How the sphagnum moss will come to life when you buy it from the store in dried form. I understand that certain brands are treated and may not, but at least the Orchid Moss will. So this is a good way to grow your own as well if you don't have access to any live sphagnum moss, but it will take a few months. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.